Hey, Mike Hartman. Some of the updates provide for you. We got into the water pumps today and pulled the water pumps off. We have, we'll show them hoses. Hoses first. So your hoses, it's time to replace a few hoses. I think this is the inlet hose. Yeah, this is your inlet hose. So you can see all the cracking. Then this is the impeller from one of the pumps. And these things aren't relaxed anymore, so this would probably have some reduced pumping, but still be pumping. When I bend the, I don't have a really good light right here. When I bend these back, you can see cracking. Oh, here we go. You can see cracking. It's starting to fail. You can see it's not supple like it is on this other side. You can see that it's starting. These are starting to fail. And oh, by the way, no surprise. Here's the impeller out of the other pump, and it did start to fail. It's completely failed. And these parts right here, we dug them out of the inlet of the pump, inlet and outlet of the pump, and we weighed both impellers. They weigh back exactly the same. If we hadn't done that and we ignored these can work their way down through the system and become blockages in the block and cause localized hot spots in the block and ruin your engine. So this one was found just in time. We also have an issue. There's a mechanical seal, and you being a machinist, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about with a mechanical seal. You got a ceramic face, let me get where you can see. A ceramic face, a graphite face, a spring, and there would be a cup that goes over the spring.
You gotta get it in the camera.
Oh, yeah.
That way you can see what you're
and
talking about.
That little cup is broken. I can show you the cup over in here that's in place on the back side of this mechanical seal. Now, it's obviously we need one mechanical seal, and these seal kits are $80, $90. So what I'm thinking is a major rebuild kit for this, which would be impeller, seal. This is not a gasket. This is actually a shim that goes here. So it would be a new shim. They're about 0.6 of an inch thick. And then this is a graphite bushing in the end plate of the pump. So the major rebuild kit would include seal, new graphite bushing, impeller. So if you want, we'll just do two major kits rather than piecemeal this, because probably this mechanical seal is not far behind this mechanical seal in terms of life. Oh, I don't know if I showed you the. Yeah, I did. I showed you the other one. All right, and then the next thing I want to show you is the generator. We've got it on a jack. We tilted it up to get water out of it. We did get some water out of it that didn't have antifreeze in it, but we didn't see any damage. Here's your heat exchanger. I was surprised to pop this open and find out that this is called freshwater cooled. So what's in the block is antifreeze, water and antifreeze, and then it just pumps water out of the lake through the heat exchanger that can handle, if you were in salt water, this heat exchanger could handle salt water, and then puts it in the exhaust manifold and out. We could not find any plugs for draining the exhaust manifold, so all we found is mounting bolts and so forth. So what we did again, what we did was drain the heat exchanger back through a hose that's on the water pump. So that's taken care of. Right here we are, oh wow, I wish I had taken a picture of it. Actually, I did take some pictures of it before we skinned off all the old caulking. So Josh has been skinning the caulking off of that. And Taylor's also been working up here on the decks. We had to replace a rotted batten up here on the decks. And let's see if I can get around to the decks here. Yep, there's a ladder still in place. Here's the corner. That's your old corner of the windshield and your new corner of the windshield. And of course that gets painted, so we didn't go crazy and replace the entire windshield frame. Replace just what's damaged. We've done that on this side already. You can see it in the picture here. I think you've already seen video of it before. And of course we have it going on the other side over here. And when I was talking about the batten, we removed one of these battens that had rot in it on the other side, and that's also going to allow us to get underneath the windshield frame and do a final fair in with our with her hand plane. So plan is to be on this again tomorrow with critical mass. We have learned on the bigger boats that there are certain parts that you want to do where you just want to have all hands on deck, and so that's why we're doing this for sometimes that can be, sometimes depending on the job that you're doing, that can be more efficient. So oh yeah, also one other thing, we've got the leaky transmission, which was on the starboard side. We pulled what's called the reduction gear off, and it's in here. And so you see, you're looking at transmission fluid in here, and this is the one that was leaking. And curiously, she slides that away. It's not even under pressure. The transmission oil is fairly cool. We're heated here, and we're about 65 degrees in here. But transmission oil is fairly cool, and we're already leaking and leaving a spot on the concrete floor. So we'll be changing that seal. I'll be getting that ordered today, and we can change that seal next week. I just actually put a seal in another manual transmission today, and so we will we'll get that on the way. And what else was I going to say about that? Oh, typically seals don't go out unless the bearings are going out. Bearing usually is going first. I can't feel anything. I imagine that bearing, the bearing I replaced, I got it through Motion Industries, which I have a employee discount with Motion because I teach for them. And so I'm going to suggest that we do the bearing. I'll find out how much the bearing is and make sure it's not proprietary, find out how much that is, and then we can decide. But I'd like to place the order the next day or two. So, all right. One of our guys has been out sick for 2 days that we intended to get on sand on the sides yesterday. And we're going to work on getting this closed up. Your transom plywood is finished, and it's in Florida, and it's all crated up and ready to ship. So we should be, actually, he may have already shipped it. We should be getting that early next week, I would say, depending on how many girlfriends the truck driver's got. So anyway, that's the story, and give me a holler if you got any questions or comments. So, and especially, we need to figure out what we're going to do about transmission, and if you want 2 seal kits or just 1. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Go ahead and take that.